Hey everyone, you are tuning into the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for America's Got Talent. Tonight we're going to be chatting about Judge Cuts. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for America's Got Talent. Tonight's episode was major key because we had DJ Khaled as the guest host, and I hate myself for even saying that. But I'm your host. My name is Dani Golub. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and wherever else you want to find me at Dani Golub. You're lucky that you missed Liza and I singing this song right beforehand.
Oh yeah, it's so lucky.
Spare yourself.
You don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear, but this is like a song that they play when people get the golden buzzer when they win, so we were just feeling good tonight.
It's so uplifting.
It's uplifting. Where can they find y'all on social media?
Hey guys, I'm Tori Broussard. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Tori Broussard. And all I have to say is Yoli.
We love Yoli.
Are my favorite.
Can Yoli come on the show? We love her.
Please come on the show.
And my name is Anissa Barr. You can find me at Anissa Barr with 3 R's, and I'm loving some golden buzzer tonight.
Ugh, love me some Ed, man. I am Liza Ruben, and you can find me on Instagram at liza.ruben or fat but skinny but fat for all my food finds.
Woo, okay, so first up tonight, let's talk about Toga, this like super strong man who like lifted them on that giant log, which like gave me, he's like my new Fitspiration, if I must say so myself. He swung Heidi and Howie around, and like honestly, I would be terrified for my life if I was them. They were swinging. They didn't have like a helmet on or anything. What did you guys think of him?
It looked a lot of fun.
It
was just
did.
like a huge giant swing.
Like that thing at the carnivals, you know, where you.
Oh yeah, the like tilt a
circle,
whirl or
yeah.
something. Yeah, the swings.
I like how Simon was like, they should have put you on fire.
Oh yeah, maybe next week.
I mean, he kind of was on fire. But.
Yeah, well, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was cool. Something really different.
Totally.
Something I've never seen before. I'm pretty sure you ladies never seen that before. And the fact that he has that strength and ability to, Heidi's like a feather. So, I mean,
but just to lift the pole felt so like heavy. Like I feel like he could probably do it with like he probably practices with just like weights attached or something.
Probably.
I wonder how he
Heidi's
does
tall.
practice.
Yeah, and where?
Yeah, like where do you,
Where do you even have
in a
space for
football
that?
field? I don't know. Like honestly, in the middle of a football field, I don't know where else you'd practice that. But yeah, it's kind of a wild trick. Definitely, I haven't seen that before. You know, he didn't make it through, which is kind of a bummer because I feel like he could also lift like really other big heavy things. But we won't be seeing any more of him on AGT. But I'm sure we could find him online. He feels like the kind of guy that would like have a really cool YouTube page or something where we could watch him pick stuff
How
up.
I lift things. What can I lift?
I bet he could pick up a car. Like he seems like that kind of guy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like I feel like his
A little.
Facebook profile picture would be like him like this, like holding a car or something.
That makes me a little nervous because I feel like
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up was Mirror Image, and they sang/danced to California Dreamin'. Simon X'd them, but they actually were one of the groups that made it through. I personally was not like wild about them. Think there may have been a couple acts tonight that maybe should have made it rather than them. But what did you guys think?
I thought they were great until they started dancing. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a professional dancer in any right, but I'm sorry. What were those dance moves?
That
They
was when
honestly
Simon
looked
X
like
them.
Squidward on SpongeBob. Like their arms were like going around. I'm just like, this was great until you started gyrating on stage. They had great moves and they did some flips,
Was this
some gymnastics.
Can
in
we
there,
like
but
just come back? Was this the group that did the iPad thing last time, or am I thinking of a different group?
I think you're thinking of a different group.
I am, okay, because there's like a few sets of twins this season, and it's kind of throwing me. So like, and they like all have like a different shtick, and so I wasn't sure. I was like, are these the iPad guys? Can they sing too? Like, yeah. So I think I was a little confused, but
Twins are
this
so
group, they
trendy
could
these
sing.
days.
They had good voices.
They had great
I honestly
voices.
think they should have just sang the whole time.
Agreed.
But they're not an act that I would put on, like, obviously to like the live.
Yeah, well,
live shows.
did anyone else think it was like a little bit weird that they were kind of like on top of each other and they're like twins and brothers?
They're very close.
I thought it was a little
Very,
bizarre.
very close.
While we're
not
talking-
anything wrong with being close.
while we're
but-
talking about siblings dancing together, we could also just segue directly into Junior and Emily, who are the very sexy salsa dancer.
Right.
Lots and lots of spins and spins. They made it through, as did the Mirror Image, so maybe siblings are a thing this year. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with dancing with your sibling, and obviously they have that like beautiful story. But yeah, like that is like a little funny to me. I don't know.
I thought it was more weird with the twins with Mirror Image.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know, there was one part, and you saw Simon's face, kind of like, what is this going
Well, he
on here? And I
X'd it. He
agreed at that moment.
It's kind of awkward.
Yeah, like
They were doing like when they were
doing a body roll on each other. I was like, they are close, man. But the first time they performed, I was a little bit bored with their singing. I remember saying that I wish they kind of worked with the intonation a little bit and harmonized, and I think they did an amazing job of that this time around. But then the dance moves came, and I was just really thrown off. So maybe they need a choreographer. I don't know.
Some dance classes.
Yeah, so maybe.
No, this is ridiculous.
I felt like they were freestyling.
No, this was a ridiculous
was.
act. Like I said before, I feel like I'm watching a high school talent show with these kids.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's not my. No offense to them, but I think that their stick is YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Go
exactly
stay
what
on
I was thinking.
YouTube. Just I don't know what the other judges see in these guys.
I think they're likable. I really do.
They are likable kids. What,
Yeah.
they're 16.
They were funny at the
but-
beginning when they were like, how do you think you compare to the other acts? He's like, well, we're not doing acrobatics, but we'll,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they're a little
something
cheeky.
funny, but-
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to up the ante.
An
with-
X for me. I'm with Simon on this.
I agree.
Yeah.
But what did you guys think about
Junior and Emily.
yes.
So I think that they did like a lot of spins last time. And I was like, oh, maybe they'll do something else this time. But like, I still just saw a bunch of spins this time. And like, this is the kind of act where like, if there was like 13 groups of 2 doing it, I'd be mesmerized, which like we've had groups like that on AGT before and on like other shows like World of Dance and whatever. And so like, just to see one couple do it doesn't have the same wow factor for me that it would if it was like a larger group.
Right. I think I like this brother and sister duo. A very special story. Like the judges said, it was too short. They were like, "Whoa, that's it." I
Yeah.
thought the same thing too. I thought what Simon thought was I thought they were gonna stop, and then keep going.
Yeah.
But it felt so short. I'm glad that they moved on to the next round because I want to see more, what they could bring. I'm okay with the spins, but I want to see them do more than just spinning because they
Right.
have
Yeah.
that. That
You
they
want to
have
see
that
skill,
talent.
like
Yeah.
dance skills.
Yes.
That's exactly what
And
I
we
want
know
to
that they have that talent, and I think they're just a little afraid to step out of that comfort
Right.
zone.
But see, I kind of have a problem with that because there have been acts that have gone home for not showing up. Like, I get that you
Doing
have the
something
talent,
different.
and I get that, you maybe could do something better next time, but this is judge cuts. This is time to be serious. It's not, oh, maybe they'll do better next time. We know they have the talent. And it's a little frustrating for me to see them go through, especially since there were, amazing acts where the judges did comment, oh, like maybe they were just a little bit nervous.
Even
But
last
no.
week, some of the ones that went home last week.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I don't think this is the time for, oh, maybe they'll improve. I think this is the time for, listen, you didn't show up. You have talent, but didn't
But
work
I
this time.
think the judges see their potential because they kept saying over and over and over to DJ Khaled, like they were amazing, they were great last time. And so I do agree with Simon that maybe they did just kind of overthink it a little bit, and their creativity just fell
Or
a
over
little
self
bit below.
promote them to
Yes,
DJ.
exactly. Because
Yeah.
I was excited, and then when I saw them, I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
I agree on that one. Yeah, they were very over self promoting the couple before we even saw them.
Right. So maybe they should just not even say anything before their performance.
Maybe.
Especially to DJ Khaled, who came on not really knowing anything. It seemed like he was
Yeah.
just so excited about everything.
He was
by
just
the way.
excited to be
He
invited.
was like enamored and like could not take his eyes off of anyone. He was having a ball.
He was, and it was like a fun, youthful kind of
Yes.
judge for
Yeah.
a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, bringing a new audience. Let's skip to the Aziri brothers. They were doing those death-defying performances. They were like ripping nails out with their teeth and like chopping stuff on their stomach. We saw them last time. We weren't crazy about them. I honestly am not too upset that they're not going on.
Right.
I don't know. Does anyone have anything like they need to say
The
about
nose
them?
thing just
'Cause
made
that was
me
just
feel
disgusting.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I like weird things like that, but that just went too,
Too
far.
much. Yeah,
Too far. The
agreed.
nose thing, it's like having a chick open a beer bottle with her tooth. It's weird.
It's weird. I know.
It's kind of hot then. No, I'm just kidding.
Some
Do
guys
you
are
have
into
that
that.
skill? Are you trying to tell us something?
Yeah, actually.
Honestly, it just like wasn't for me. They just like I'm not shocked that they're not moving on, but someone that we are shocked about the performance value from last night was Joke Jew the Chicken. So this was Liza's like personal fave. No, it was her fave from the auditions.
Right.
And like she brought Chen, her sister, and like what happened? They just like couldn't do it. Liza has a theory behind this.
Okay. So, well, here is going back to your statement about they have the potential and they have the talent, and they could have come back and redeemed themselves next week. What's the difference between the chicken and, you know?
Well, the chicken didn't do anything.
I was gonna say.
Okay, well, now going back to my theory. Okay, chickens have very small brains.
Very small.
Not to say that they aren't smart animals,
They're
but I
so
looked it up, and the brain of a chicken is actually the size, if not smaller than a quarter. So
It's a mini guy.
talk about stress. Talk about a whole crowd of people watching you. I'm still on Jokju's side. And,
Jokju.
I think they could be given another chance. Okay, I'm sorry. What chicken do you know that can play the piano?
Yeah, I mean, did you watch the audition?
You
'Cause
don't.
Tori wasn't here quite yet for that. The audition was
what
quite
I
impressive.
saw today.
No.
Which is what I have
Give
to
her
make
a
my
chance.
judgments based on.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Justice for Jokju.
Hashtag.
No.
Hashtag it on your
Justice.
Twitter comments.
And you know
Let
what's
us know
you know
what you
what's
think.
funny too is that Heidi was promoting this as well.
Oh, yeah.
She was
Everyone loved
hyping it to DJ
because-
Khaled, and then he felt so disappointed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly how I
can I
felt.
tell you what happened? Well, what happened last time was the chicken couldn't do it at first. It was kind of like, okay, we
then
don't
they
really know
got
what's going
ready.
on. And then she played the whole damn song with her beak. And so I thought that was the gimmick. I thought
Yeah,
they
maybe
were
you're just
just
gonna do
like,
it again,
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
but sadly, poor chickies.
But
they
what
were
made this
so
one worse
stressed
is that there were two chickens.
Neither of them could turn up.
That exactly. Neither of them played.
Yeah, no one, there was no piano played in the act of the
They
Jokju.
played a couple notes
It was like I think it was like the owner, like come on.
with the head,
Yeah,
like just pushing it down. Like,
That would have been
Oh my
hilarious. I would have
gosh.
loved to watch like a comedy for sure. They. Okay.
I mean,
Sad.
hey, it is what it is.
She
but-
tried their best.
I know.
Anyway, next up was Evie Claire. She sang I Try. She's like the young girl, and I think her dad isn't well.
Right.
And she has like a very airy, like Florence and the Machines kind of voice.
Yep.
It's kind of what it reminded me of. Not like the most like captivating musical performance I've ever watched. Like I wasn't like
Agreed.
crying with
Yeah.
her, but like it was good. Like she has a really good voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very mature for a 13-year-old. I think that's what got me. But like
Yeah.
you said, you know,
She's going
It did
on,
really
like
move
well
me.
deserving. Like I
Yeah,
wasn't
absolutely.
sobbing, but it was good.
I don't know. I started to do the thing where that Simon does, where he turns away.
And like just listen.
Yeah, so I had it up on my computer, but I wasn't watching her sing. It honestly didn't sound. Oh, I'm gonna get such heat for this. It didn't sound great to me. It wasn't. I honestly would have clicked next on my Spotify if she came on. Maybe it's just my taste in music. Obviously, I can't sing like that, and I respect her for getting up there. And you know,
Right.
she has a decent voice. It just wasn't enough to make me say, "Wow, I would save this to one of my playlists."
Well,
and-
there was an act, Dakota Strickland. He sang "I Can't Help Falling in Love with You" and like played it on
Yes.
guitar, and that was amazing.
It was great.
But he didn't make it through, and I was like, that I emotionally connected with. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, that's such a beautiful song. I almost cried watching his performance, yet he didn't make it through, and I partially think that. I hate to say it, but it has to do with Evie's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like that does tug
Right.
at your heartstrings. And she was crying on stage before she performed, and like obviously that has a pull with not just us, any human being, thus the judges. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to send that girl home, and so.
I think it's because of
Yeah,
the
there's a-
song choice.
But I can't help. What is that song?
I can't help falling in love with you. It's
beautiful song.
Yeah, it's
Emotional.
Elvis, right? No, it's not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
it was
Dakota
great.
Strickland is what it is. He was bomb. The
It's
fact
a
checkers-
classic, whatever it is.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it. 'Cause-
Did he not do a rendition? Anyway.
You actually said this to me earlier, like the Elvis song, and she was like, "Oh, did you see the Elvis guy?" And I was just like, "Yeah," but like I didn't really
I
like.
have no idea what you said.
No, I
You
was
were
just
like, yeah. Okay. Regardless of who sang the song, I think he was so much better and more captivating. And okay,
It
for
is
me.
Elvis.
Okay, thank you.
Justice
Thank
for
you.
Liza.
Thank you. Okay, I'm so mad
All
that
right,
I doubted
Liza.
myself. I just got like the sweaty. I just got really
No,
sweaty. 'cause
I
thought
said
it was
I
wrong.
just said yeah. I
So-
agreed with you earlier. So woo. Okay.
Anyways,
Moving
now that
on.
that's established, I thought he was amazing, and
Making sure that's the right lyrics.
I thought I really did. I thought he was amazing. Again, I did the thing where even though he was obviously very, very attractive, I, didn't watch him sing the song, and I don't know. I judge it by something that if it's amazing, I would want it on my Spotify
Like
playlist.
you're not supposed to look at singers when they
Yeah.
sing, like because if you think about it, think about someone like Ed Sheeran or
Yeah.
like that's the whole theory behind the voice. Like it's not everyone's supposed to look like Adam Levine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like which is ironic that he's a judge on the show, but like it's kind of just like some of the best singers like Sia, you don't even see her face,
Right.
or like Adele, like these aren't like the like classic forms of what society tells you is beautiful, but their voices are the best in the world.
Okay, but he
Right.
was also beautiful.
He was, so he was like a win-win-win.
Yeah, but anyways, regardless,
Is he like 16?
who cares? But I mean, never mind. But anyways, I just thought, I don't know, sometimes that's what really gets me is that if you have a sob story, you're more likely to go on, is what it seems like. And we're not saying that, they shouldn't get credit for what they've been through, because obviously it's so respectable to get up on stage and, kind of use that as your tool to overcome whatever you're going through. But then again, I kind of miss, and I know it's different from American Idol, but I miss the harsh American Idol days where you knew that Simon was going to say no despite whatever you had going on, but give you the golden ticket based on your talent.
So you think that Simon is definitely not as harsh?
I think he has a soft side, and it's kind of making me upset.
He lost
He's
his
a dad.
mojo.
Yeah.
He lost his mojo.
Yeah, I think he still has it. I think definitely sometimes I'm like, yes, Simon. Like,
I think
give
he
him an
does.
I
X,
think he's
but
hotter when he's mean or when he's nice.
when he's mean.
I like him when he's nice.
He's mean.
I
That
think
shows the kind of boys they're attracted to. I like him when he's nice.
I know. I like douchebags.
The thing is, though, I think that he's mean. Like, he could bring that mean side, but the fact that Americans Got Talent is his baby.
It is. The Got Talent
he's
franchise.
Just,
Yeah.
exactly, because he's
Right,
done.
but-
British Got Talent, like,
That was huge.
But wouldn't that want
Like-
him to be a little bit more strict, because he wants the best of the best talent going through the show?
Yeah. It's-
yeah, but there's a difference between him judging the singers and being harsh, like he did on American Idol, than being so mean
Yeah.
to somebody who
Make
has
them cry.
actually talent.
I don't think he should make them cry.
There
I'm
were
just
people crying on
saying,
American
talent
Idol.
too.
I'm just saying, I think he should be like, considering the fact that maybe the talent isn't there, he doesn't have to be mean about it. Because
I'll be
like,
honest,
listen, I don't believe in.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like,
that's true.
I'll be honest, like, American Idol like made celebrities out of people who were made a joke of, like William Hung. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right.
whatever, all the power to him. Anyway, moving on. Someone else I want to talk about was Steven Scott, the comedian, who I thought was so funny. Why are they getting rid of all the comedians? There's not a single comedian left on this freaking show. Like, where are they? And where like, can they perform? Like, there's that Last Comic Standing show, but no one watches that. And like, what channel is that even on? Like,
Savage.
like, I
Savage.
honestly couldn't even tell you what channel that's on, or if it's even still on air. I know that Amy Schumer came from it, so like, good for her. But really, like, where are the comedians on this show? There are always some in the finale. Like, there was one woman, and I can't remember her name at the moment, but I actually ran into her on an airplane once, and she was so nice, from AGT, and she was a comedian, and like, she did this whole shtick about like how old she was, and she kept changing it, and she made it so far. And like, Steven Scott was hilarious. He was talking about like his mom's voicemail and like kept doing the fast forward
Wait,
voice.
can you do the sound?
The fast forward
Yeah,
voice?
do the sound.
I can't. He's like.
No, it's so good.
I can't do it, but he was actually doing it, and like that's how my mom talks on the phone too. She'll leave me a voicemail and like just chat away for 20
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
And like even when I answer the phone, sometimes I just like put it on mute and like drive. Like I don't even. I'm just like, and then randomly I'll just be like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, so it was relatable and funny, and he got enough in 90 seconds to get me a laugh. And like,
Yeah.
so it's such a shame that he's gone. Like similar to last week's, I think his name was Harrison, the one I really liked.
Yeah.
Like, where are they? And like those guys deserve we have like 15 singers right
Yeah.
now, like, which is great, but this isn't the voice. And I know that's what Simon's like forte is, but like, Howie, stand up for your comedians. Like, where are you?
Right.
DJ Khaled's like sort of a comedian in his own way. He is. Like his
He is.
Snapchats
If you
are really
follow-
funny.
Exactly.
Freaking love them. He's like lion and like talks to statues and stuff. He's funny.
Yeah, he is funny. He
He
is.
like talks to flowers and stuff. Like he's funny. Like why aren't they turning up for comedians? I don't know.
Hashtag turn up for comedians.
Turn up for comedy. Justice for comedians. Justice for Joju the kitty, the chicken. I don't know. I just have a bone to pick with them. I mean, even someone like the Quiddlers, those like funny dancers in the Spice Girls costumes. Like, did I think that was the best thing I've ever seen? No, but that's funny too.
I think for comedians, it's a matter of like, yeah, you're funny in the moment, but can you keep it going?
But like comedy is something that people do pay to see in Vegas. You know what I mean? And so you have to keep that in mind with the show. It's like magic, comedy, music, dance. Like, I don't know. Like some of these things that like Evie Claire or Evie. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I think it's Evie. But like, lovely girl. But would I pay to see that in Vegas? No, I would not. I'll be honest
Because
with
that's
you.
the thing between singers on America's Got Talent and singers in Vegas.
Singers in
When you
Vegas
want
are
to go see a
yeah.
singer, you're gonna want to go see Mariah Carey,
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys,
And
That's
if,
true.
and if not that,
Celine Dion.
and if not that, I want to go see like drag singing. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Something funny. Like,
exactly. And America's Got Talent, no offense, but nobody wants to see a child or another singer because at the same time they want to go see someone that's,
Right.
no offense, big.
I would
Yeah.
pay for a one-man show comedian. I would pay for a one-man show
Exactly.
magician. But it would really honestly depend.
It would
on
have
who
to be
the singer
Celine
was.
Dion.
Yeah. Or Britney, my
yeah.
girl.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys. Hey.
Yeah,
I
but
agree.
that's a group. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, a singer that was just phenomenal last night, Samuelos. He sang "You Make Me Feel." I literally was like, "Go on The Voice. What are you doing here? Stop wasting your time. Walk off the stage and walk over to stage 12 and go to The Voice." Because, like, literally, he was so good. I was like, my jaw was dropped when I was watching him because, like, his whole stage presence was amazing. The gold outfit, like.
Yeah.
He was amazing and, like, totally is, like, someone that would go on The Voice. There were 2 people on The Voice this year that actually reminded me of him. I was like, this is a waste of everyone's time because you're not going to make it through because this isn't really, like, what caters to this show in terms of voices, because for voices on this show, you either have to be, like, a young person that couldn't go on The Voice, or you have to be, like, older. But, like, he's the perfect demographic, like, perfect sound. I was like, literally,
Yeah,
what are
he
you
was
doing
amazing.
here?
He was amazing. And I love that he had that kind of like Bruno Mars kind of
Yeah.
funk kind of sound going on. I loved it. I think there's so much he can do. And especially you see Bruno Mars kind of produce these, you know, super soulful, funkadelic kind of more 70s inspired tracks.
Yeah.
And I think there's a market for that right now. I really think he could bring a lot to the table. And I love musicians who kind of like make it a little bit more modern, but it's something from the past. You know, they're bringing it forward and they're bringing it, you know, to the next level. And I think he was so engaging, and
Yeah.
you want to be his friend and you want to follow him on social media. You want to know what he's doing. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with all of that, but I do think he could have given just a little bit more, and I think that's kind of what they wanted. At least that's what I would have wanted if I were a judge. Like, I felt like he has so much energy. He has a ton of passion, and so when you get on stage, I want to see that every single time. And I just felt like just a tiny bit more, and he would have been in the live shows. But
I don't even
Right.
put off that much energy in a day.
I wanna,
can't physically.
I want to give him a shout out too, because I looked through his Instagram, and he was like, he wrote on his caption that, like, he feels so sad because he feels like he let people down, and I was like, this is the beginning for you, Samuelos.
yeah.
Like, you are such a talent, and I really hope that, like, just because he went on AGT doesn't mean he, like, can't try out for something like The Voice or something, because
Right.
he should 100% go on a show like that. Like, he is really good.
he's very
The
good.
fact that DJ Khaled was a special guest judge on this show, I hope that with DJ watching him as a performer was like, wow, I want to work with that guy.
Yeah, he is a producer.
Yep, that too.
So-
it's not
He
it,
is.
but hey, DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled has
good
has
music.
big hits right now.
Yeah,
Like,
he
big
really,
hits.
he really did.
We the best.
He's the best.
Bless up, DJ Khaled. Anyway, moving on from that, so I can stop making a date of myself. Colin Cloud. Let's chat about him for a minute. The do we call him a magician or a mentalist, a mind reader? He calls himself a mind reader.
Weird.
I'm gonna call him a
I would say he's
crazy, cool freak of nature, because I don't know how the heck he does what he did. He had, like, Howie and Mel help him, and they, like, unlocked his phone. What do you guys think?
That was the highlight of his whole performance. That was the only thing that I thought was cool that I couldn't, you know, I was like, okay, there's no way they set this up in a way that made me think that, like, it
Goddess.
wasn't real.
But how do you know that though?
The judges swear that they're not in on this stuff, and, like, I, like, really like to believe that, because if they are, shame on them, because this is, like, I don't want to watch that. I want to watch a show that's real.
Or what if there's a way that he could I don't know anything about technology, but if there's a way to
Jailbreak your
jailbreak
phone?
his phone where anything he enters into that,
Maybe you're right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how it works behind.
I don't-
I almost don't want to know how it works.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
you guys know how I feel about when it comes to magicians. It's just so not like I have to be very like whoa. It's not something I
Right.
want to
Yeah.
seen like I've seen before.
Yeah. Can I
Right.
also bring up one thing? Did no one realize how long his tongue was?
Ew, I
It was
know.
like very
So
bizarre.
gross.
The
Was
fact
it
that you
like
were
Gene
observing
Simmons?
his
Is he
tongue.
like a kiss?
No, but it was just so bizarre, and I don't know what that had to do with any of the trick.
Like
And he
I think
like
he just wanted
he
to do
licked
it.
her hand
He's
and
like
then
Miley
told us
Cyrus, like-
what she was eating for lunch that day, and it was eggs and chip, and I thought that was the
So
weirdest combination
disgusting.
I've ever heard. Also,
right.
It's,
but like
really
what?
gross.
Like what? Everyone's hands are salty.
The
And I'm
only
sure-
person I want to see their tongue sticking out is Gene Simmons when
That's
he's
what I
playing
said. I
Kiss.
said
Okay,
Kiss, yeah.
that's it.
And Miley Cyrus, like, at the Kids' Choice Awards or whatever, like, wherever she hangs out.
Yeah, it's something we didn't need to see.
But
was
I'm sure
Colin Cloud's
she's
tongue.
like washed her hands several times
Yeah.
because
Especially with
she
Howie
said
around.
she ate eggs, so I'm assuming she ate that.
and chips.
Yeah.
He
for
tried touching
breakfast,
Howie's
like,
hands. And Howie was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I don't blame him because I know Howie's like germ thing.
Yeah.
And when that guy like went over to touch his hand, Howie was like, I'm done. I'm off the stage.
I'm
Like,
out.
I'm not touching this freakazoid. It was pretty funny, actually. That was probably my favorite part of the act. Anyway, he's going through. So good for you, Colin Cloud. Do I think you're going to be able to compete against some other magicians? No. And do I think you're better than Tom London? Also no. But I still think you deserve to go through this week because that's my discrepancy with the judge cuts. Like, my mom and I were talking about this, so shout out to you, Mom. But there should be a hard number, like 20 that are going to live shows. You shouldn't have to take 7 from each week. Like, if last week there were 9 and this week there were 7, or you know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't, or 5 or whatever it is. Like, it shouldn't have to be a certain number from each week. And like, maybe the reality is like, no, actually they were all shot together because you see them sitting in like a off stage together. I was like, maybe they were just cut together this way, but no, they are shot in weeks. And so I don't know. I think that they could rethink that because I don't necessarily think that like the best talent gets distributed correctly. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's almost like they forget who they let through last time, and then
Right.
they bring through more of the same type of talent.
Well, it also depends who the guest is. Like, if the comedians are going to go through versus if the singers are going to go through. Like, last week I thought for sure Chris Hardwick was going to pull a comedian, and he didn't. He picked another singer. So, like, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, speaking of singers, an amazing singer, probably my favorite, actually 100% my favorite of the night, and I could already see Tori dancing because she's so excited to talk about her. Yoli Mayor. She sang Love on the Brain, and she made this song her own, and like, I need this version ASAP. She was so good, and she has a kind of cool story because her audition, she like sang kind of an older song, and Simon was like, stop what you're doing and sing something newer, and she did, and it was great, and like, this was her this time.
It was, and I loved it. It gave me goosebumps, and I cried. Oh, I did. I was like, her voice just touched me. I literally don't have any other words, but I'm so excited that she's going through. DJ Khaled gave the golden buzzer to the wrong person, but hey, she didn't need it, like he said.
Yeah, she is gonna go far, I hope, in this competition. Yeah. Also because she's someone who's like super different and like, I don't know, she seems like a good fit for this show in terms of musician. Mm-hmm. Like, she is. Yeah. I don't know. I liked her. Did you guys like her?
Thought she was great. Yeah.
She was amazing.
Yeah. I thought she was great.
Thought she was great.
I liked her a lot. I loved the cover she did, and I think that her voice worked really well with it. But again, I wasn't watching her when I was listening, and it kind of was just like I was listening to my, phone, and it could have passed by, and I could have been like, yeah, that was great, and maybe I would listen to it again. But I don't know.
Does she sound like an artist you already listened to?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I would definitely put her, I keep saying this, so I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but I would put her on my chill Spotify playlist for that cover.
Yeah.
But was she anything unreal that I have never heard in my entire life? No. Did she deserve to go through? Yes.
Yeah,
Do you think she's going to win?
I don't think she's gonna win. I think she deserves to go far, but I just think that like the like buzz is around other people. I there's sometimes when you watch a show like this where like you can kind of already tell a clear winner. I don't think we have that necessarily. Like with the show like last year's like with Grace, like I knew from the second we saw Grace was winning. And like in shows like The Voice, like Jordan Smith, the second he walked on stage, everyone knew Jordan was winning. So like there are seasons like that. I honestly think even back to the first season of American Idol, like everyone knew Kelly Clarkson was winning that show, So, and I think Grace was a really good testament to that last season, but I don't think we necessarily have like our number one front runner,
right.
Which is I personally enjoy watching that way more because it makes it like more of a toss up, but I think she's going far. I hope she does. Anyway, moving on to Puddles Pity Party, the clown. He sang All By Myself.
Oh my gosh.
Like, he's a very talented singer.
Yeah, he's
like
actually
low
really
key,
good.
high key, he's like really good at singing. His like shtick is kind of weird, and I don't really like fully think I get it. Maybe I'm not like in on the joke, but like he's kind of like a funny clown mime thing. But like he actually, aside from all of that, like can very much sing.
I agree.
Like objectively, he has a good voice.
Right. Well, okay, so when he first stepped out on his audition, I was like, this is so bizarre. I hate clowns. This
Yeah, I
is
don't
like,
like clowns either.
who
They're
wants
so
to
weird.
watch this? This is so depressing and sad. And then he just bolted it out. And then I kind of appreciate how he's sticking to his character. Even, backstage when they cut to a shot of, the contestants watching who is currently auditioning, he really stuck with his character. And I think that's something the judges really appreciate.
The Trump guy did that too. They
Exactly.
commit.
Exactly. He 100% committed. And you just want to hug him. I really liked him.
I don't know. He confuses me because I can't. Is your talent being the sad clown, or is like your talent that you can sing?
Well,
And he can sing, but it's like, but why are you sad? Like
that's like Piff the Magic Dragon from a few seasons ago as a magician, but like he also dressed like a dragon, and he also had his dog dressed like a dragon. So like everyone was like, so are you the dragon, or are you the dog handler, or are you the magician? Like what's the thing?
It's his gimmick.
It's his gimmick,
Yeah.
and he ended up going like really, really far, and is like super successful now, and like that's his thing. So like I think that AGT is a space for like weirdos to come be their weirdo, like fly that weirdo flag.
Creatives. Okay.
Creatives, yeah,
So
you're right. Not
weird.
weirdos.
Creatives.
I'm weird, but like unique souls. And
Very
yeah, unique. They can come do their thing, and like there really is no other space for someone like him on TV.
That's
you know what I mean?
true.
Like
Well,
he's
that's
not
true.
going on The Voice because he's gonna walk out and they're gonna turn their chair around and be like, "Ooh, never mind."
Yeah, no.
Turn it back
He
around.
ain't picking Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton's gonna be like, "Never mind, spin me back. How does this thing turn back?"
Actually,
around?
that's kind of what country music is, though.
Yeah.
Those sad, somber melody
Country
kind of
music is
vibes.
so
Maybe you
sad.
should go on The Voice and pick Blake's team. Who knows?
Who knows?
it's not all sad.
It's not all sad. No, I'm a big country fan.
Thank
but
you, me too.
they do have
Body
some,
like a
some
background.
ballads.
Super fun. Anyway, yeah. So he was kind of sad, happy, sad, but he's going
He
through.
was weird.
Yeah, he's.
I liked him.
Weird is also a good word, so if anyone's watching and thinks that I'm using weird in a derogatory way, I like weird people, and I'm especially weird. Anyway, moving on. 2 hour esteemed golden buzzer of the evening, Chase Goehring. I think that's how you say his last name. I apologize if I'm wrong. He sang an original song called Acapella. That, of course, was not acapella, but he's good. He played guitar. He wrote it himself. I'm going to refrain from commenting till the end. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm just going to be objective. Go ahead. What did you guys think?
I thought he was good. He's a good singer. I think he's an amazing writer. I think that's where his talent is. I mean, it was funny because I was like, in my head when I was listening to him, I was like, oh, he's kind of like a rapper. But then, like, in the song, he said, don't reference me as a rapper. Sorry, I just thought that was funny. But anyways, no, he was okay. After hearing what DJ Khaled said about him, I was like, okay, he's going to get the golden buzzer. And in that moment, he deserved it. But he was okay.
I loved him. I thought he was so great. I thought he was so original. His song was really engaging. It's kind of like, I hate comparing the singers on the show to other singers just because we want to see something new, but he was kind of like a young Ed Sheeran, where Ed writes these songs.
Why, because he has red hair?
I'm not stereotyping gingers. Love me, my redhead people. But listen, okay, so he says like he said, it wasn't a rap, but he made this song. It was so engaging. It really caught your attention. I think if I knew the lyrics, I'd want to sing. It's like Ed Sheeran's song "Don't."
Yeah.
It's not really a rap, but it's not really him singing. It kind of is,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
just so fun. And I think he has the power, because he is a songwriter, to be really creative and kind of make, an array of different sounding songs. I don't know. I thought he was perfect. I thought he was energetic. I thought the crowd loved him.
The crowd did love
Yeah.
him. DJ Khaled loved him. So I'm looking forward to their collaboration together.
Yeah,
one
because
day.
DJ Khaled did say he wants
He
to let's
did.
work together, and the guy was like, yes,
Yeah,
action, please.
I'm done.
DJ
I'm
Khaled,
done with this show.
DJ
I
love
Khaled
you.
was
right
like,
here.
we should work together, and like his face was like, okay, like should we like now? Like, do you want my phone number? Like, I'm ready.
Can I text you?
Yeah, like let's do this, because I think DJ Khaled like has never been on the show before, and like hasn't like worked with like young talents. Not like fan love. Like this is like you just promised the skate you're gonna work with him like on national.
He
television.
will hold you to it.
That's
Well,
true.
it was recorded put on national TV, so
Yeah,
just
he's
saying.
proof. He's proof.
What do you think?
I'm glad he got that golden buzzer. This kid has something about him is just very different from every singer we've seen. Not just because he's a writer and he's a singer, but just the way he formats the tone of his voice, the way he makes everything seem so smooth. He kind of reminds me of a Sam Hunt in country.
Okay,
But
so now you like,
modern
because I
day.
just said Sam Hunt. Okay.
But obviously modern day. Yes, I would like to see Ed Sheeran and him collab one day. But in the end, he also reminds me of like a Taylor Swift. Knows how to write songs as well as sing them pretty well. And we don't see a lot of that in kids these days. Like, how old is he? 15, 16?
16.
Yeah.
16? No, yeah, 16. Like, I don't know anybody that's a 16-year-old that can do that. This kid, I'm so glad he got the golden
Yeah,
buzzer.
I
That's just
agree.
me, though.
Well, I think that also says something when you are performing your own music that you've written yourself. You have so much more passion not that you have more passion, but you're so much more connected to it, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can sing it exactly how you want. No one's listening to see if it sounds exactly the same as another song that you're covering.
Right.
So I think that kind of gives them an advantage.
And the thing
Yeah.
what I liked about DJ Khaled said that you are a superstar. And that's what this kid is. He is a superstar. And I really hope he goes far. No, I don't think he will win this competition. But I do believe that we are going to see him within the next year. Just how Justin Bieber was when he first came out.
Yeah.
Within a year, he came big.
You know, I disagree with a lot of what you guys are saying. I've been biting my tongue because I didn't like it. And I think that it's because I'm comparing him to Grace from last season, and Grace wrote her own music, and she's like 12 years old at the time, wrote her own music, played her ukulele on stage, like, night and day to this kid. Like,
Right.
night and day. And Simon looked at Grace and was like, you are the next Taylor Swift. And like, Grace had a new music video come out this week, like literally yesterday, and it already has 2.5 million views on Vivo. Like, she's huge because of this show. And like, I don't think that this was bad performance at all, and I do think that he's like very well deserving to go on. Do I think it was Golden Buzzer worthy? I just don't think it even stands a chance compared to something like what we saw last season of Grace, and this just feels like way too similar to that to me. We already had that, and it was so good, and another young singer with another Golden Buzzer. I just am unimpressed.
Another one.
So good.
I was waiting for that.
So good. But yeah.
But don't you think
I'm
the
unimpressed.
difference-
I was expecting it. I think maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's just like the lineup that I've seen, like Golden Buzzer for a young kid, Golden Buzzer for a young kid,
Yeah.
like singer. I think at this point I'm just like, maybe I would have been more excited about him a month ago, but now I'm at a point where it's like, this is the only thing that's getting Golden Buzzers on this show, and I'm over it. Like, I don't even care anymore, because I could tell you that it was either going to be him or Evie,
Right.
you know, and like I could have told you that before the episode even started, and so.
Right.
I don't know, and like all the Golden Buzzers that are these young kids, like literally line them all up in a row, like they probably all look the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like all these young kids, like I don't know. It doesn't have the same emotional pull for me as it does like when you get to see someone who like. I mean, to be honest, one of the first women, her name is escaping me right now, but the one who's deaf that did the singing.
Right,
and, like,
right.
I felt like when I watch Golden Buzzers, my sister and I always joke, like, we cry every time. Like, we always tag each other in the videos on Facebook because we literally cry every time there's a Golden Buzzer. And I have no emotions anymore this season, which is a shame because that's, like, my favorite part of the show. Like, last year, Sophie Dawsey got it, like, a contortionist. The kid with the stutter got it a couple years ago,
Right,
like, a
I remember that.
comedian. And, like, Grace got it, obviously well-deserving, and I wanted her to win the show, which she did. But this season, it's so trite. I don't care anymore, and I think maybe it took away from this kid's performance for me, because I do think he's really talented in it. The fact that he can write his own music, he's got, like, that, like, Taylor Swift, Meghan Trainor, like, young, you know, musician that can write their own stuff thing going for him, but I think I lost emotional interest in it because I just was expecting it, you know?
Yeah, and that's fair. That's, I feel like, a constant theme that we've discussed.
Yeah, it's just...
And, I mean, Simon and Howie and Mel and Heidi, listen. Like,
Yeah,
why
like,
aren't you listening?
I definitely don't think we're the only ones thinking this. There were some people in the comments last week, even on our show, that were agreeing, because it's like, you can, before the episode starts, know what's going to happen, and that's just, like, not how you want to watch a show. You want to, like... People watch TV to, like, have anticipation and, like, be on the edge of their seat sometimes and, like, not know what's going to happen. Like, who knows? Maybe, I don't know, you know, a comedian would have gotten it this week, or, you know, a dance group. Or we had that one dance group that Tyra gave it to, but other than that, it's unanimously singers.
Yeah.
Young singers, mind you, like, literally 25 and under. Like, I don't even think there's, like, because, like, someone, like, you know, I forget his name, the Subway singer or something. Like, at least
Like,
if we're
yeah.
going to have all singers, like...
Yeah.
Give me something a little bit different, you know? Like, this isn't The Voice, and, like, if I wanted to watch The Voice, I would turn that on, you know? And
So then, my question to you is, why do you think young singers and singers in general are coming to a show like America's Got
because they're
Talent?
getting the fame and fortune they want. You know what I mean? Like, this is the show that's creating a platform for them, which is why I honestly, we've talked about this, but, like, think that there needs to be a voice kind of platform for kids. Like, an appropriate one, because, like, So You Think You Can Dance had a So You Think You Can Dance for kids. There's, like, Dance Moms. There's all these shows where, like, dancers can be young on TV. But for some reason, I can't think of, like, a singing show for kids except for, like, The Voice in other countries.
Yep.
And so, yeah, like, this is the space for that. Thus, I understand why there is so much talent and why it's, like, bubbling over, because there's nowhere else for them to go. Because The Voice minimum age is, like, a teenager, and so there's nowhere for a 9-year-old to go. And so I get it.
Unless they go in a different country.
Yeah, unless you live in a different country, which is like, but like, you know, this is like the biggest platform for television, so Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, I think he deserves to go on, and I'm excited to see more from him. I love young artists that write their own stuff, and, like, doing that on a show like this is brave because most people do covers, and Grace was kind of the first to break down those barriers for AGT, and she was supposed to sing I've, like, watched all her interviews because I love her. She was supposed to sing Dog Days by Florence and the Machines, and she wanted to sing her own. They told her no. Day of, they told her fine, you could sing your own, like, last minute, and so she just got up there and kind of winged it and got the golden buzzer, and, like, her song I Don't Know My Name was, like, #1 on iTunes, and it like blew up, and I think her her audition video had hundreds of millions of views on Facebook. Like, it was huge. And so I think that she kind of broke down walls for someone like, you know, Chase to come in and do something like this, which is awesome because I want to see young talent like that. I just think it's been kind of blech for me from, like, the last ones. It's like, another one. Like, next week is probably going to be another one, too.
Yeah.
You know?
But what I will say about him is that I appreciate his vulnerability in that song. I think that took a lot of courage. True. And, I mean, if you really listen to the lyrics, it spoke a lot about him as a person and his life. And I honestly was moved.
And also, don't, like, label him as a rapper or, like you said, a ginger don't have souls. You have a soul.
He has a soul.
You have a beautiful soul that he has.
He does. And like I think all the ones that are going through tonight are very well deserving. I wouldn't contest, honestly, any of them because I think they all have talent. And I just think it's unfortunate that, you know, we are losing some, like, you know, Steven Scott, the comedian, or even, like, Samuelos, the singer, or Dakota Strickland, the singer, because there's not room for all of them. But, again, they did their best, and we'll see all these ones soon, which I'm excited for. I think we might have another round of we have a couple more rounds of judge cuts, actually, so we'll be seeing more of that next week. But who from this week do you see going to, like, let's say final 3, if you had to choose? Like, not necessarily who was, like, your personal favorite, because I feel like we kind of all know, but, like, who would you see, like, just objectively going really far based on what you saw this week?
I want to see Pity Party. Puddles. I want to see him, I want to see him, like, at least in the top 5 because the way he presents himself, I like his gimmick. It's a gimmick, and in a different subject, in a different world, I know what a gimmick really is.
Yeah.
I know how that works. I know what quote-unquote kayfabe is and all that stuff. So with him, I like it, and I like that he just doesn't say anything, and his voice is just beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to see Junior and Emily, the brother and sister salsa duo, if they can bring it every single time. And I mean really bring it. They look like they're fabulous dancers.
They're quick feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very sharp, very clean. Dancing's always been entertaining to me. So, and if, like I said, if they can bring it, I could totally see them dancing in Vegas.
What about you?
I know I gave him a hard time, but I really want... Colin's going.
Colin Cloud,
yeah, okay.
The highlighted ones are
right,
the
exactly.
ones that are
it's like, wait, am I saying it wrong? I want Colin,
the mind reader.
the mind reader, magician, mentalist. I want him to come back with a vengeance. I want him to come back and show us that he can perform an original trick that's not weird and that we're not really kind of unconvinced on.
Maybe a little less tongue.
A little less tongue.
Yeah.
It's a note for boys
just
everywhere.
keep your
A lot of
tongue
guys
in your
really use that
mouth.
advice. No, but I get really excited when I see, you know, mind readers or mentalists.
It's like spooky cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah, exactly.
I'm
So
gonna say I like to see guys with, like, their tongues out or something.
No, tongues
Love
everywhere.
that.
Stay in your mouth.
but I really hope he can come back and show us something that will, you know, make our jaws drop and wow us. So I'm hoping that he can do that.
Out of this group tonight, even though I gave him a hard time just now, I think Chase is going far. Like, I'm not belittling his ability and talent based on my opinions about the show as a whole this season. You know what I mean? I think he's going really far, and I think people are going to be excited to hear another one of his original songs. And that's what's going to keep people... Once America starts to vote, the show changes dramatically because it no longer has to do with them. It's our choice. And I think that because of how successful Grace was last year, people kind of like that and want to see more of that. And so I think he will go far, just like objectively.
Right.
People are going to be interested in him. He's different than all the young singers on the show. I think him, and then I need to look up her name because I don't want to call her the girl that with hard of hearing. But like she and him are like unique in that group of young singers. Like, whereas I feel like as amazing as Angelica was, she's kind of similar to Celine Chan. Like, you know what I mean? So there's like kind of a couple of those that like it's gonna be one of them, not both of them, that goes far.
And I think that if Chase keeps going on from here on out with an original
He's
every
going
time,
to.
he's gonna have a full album.
He's going to. And yeah, well, that's what happened with Grace. Yeah, by the end, she had like all these songs, and it was like she had a whole EP by the end, and like was legit performing on the Today Show. So she got huge from this show. So I'm hoping good things for Chase, and I think that he will continue to hear originals from him, and I think that people are gonna love that and want to hear more. But that is all we have for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If they want to continue chatting away with you, where can they find you on social media?
Hey guys, I'm Tori Broussard, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Tori Broussard.
And my name is Anissa Barr. You can find me at Anissa Barr with 3 R's at the end.
My name is Liza Ruben. You can find me on Instagram at liza.ruben or at fatbutskinny.butfat and hashtag justice for Joku.
Joku, yeah, poor thing. Or Joku, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Anyway, my name's Dani. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll just end the way we started. See you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.